Hey guys, HDvee here and welcome to a brand new video. Today we've got some pretty exciting things to go over. We have some leak updates from over a year ago. We have some new Nintendo updates that are now live, and as well as that, we have some Legend ZA rumors to go over as well. There's a lot of things to break down today. If you're excited for the video, make sure to drop a like down below. Let's try to hit 500 likes, really helps out. Leave a comment with your thoughts on anything we cover in today's video. Subscribe if you're brand new, ring the notification bell. With all of that out of the way, let's get into the video, and I really hope that you enjoy. So, starting things off, let's go over these leak updates from over a year ago. So we have Centro Leaks here tweeting out saying, so this image appeared in a 4chan post almost a year ago. Everybody ignored it. Now, the glory of Team Rocket has been trademarked by Pokémon in Japan for a future TCG set. So this very likely was real all along. So yeah, it's obviously very, very interesting because whenever we cover 4chan posts and stuff, a lot of people are saying, why are you covering them? They're always fake, yada, yada, yada. And as I say, 99% of the time, they are fake. But 1% of the time, something does slip through the cracks. And this is exactly that. I mean, obviously it's for the TCG, it's not for the games. Don't know if you like the TCG or not. Not everybody does. A lot of people do, but it is what it is. Each to their own. But it is still legitimate leaks that have come from 4chan. So that's why I'm kind of like covering this today. So obviously, as I always say, take it with a massive grain of salt, but sometimes it does turn out to be true, and that's exactly this situation here. We also have Centro Leaks saying, also some food for thought. The Japanese schedule for the TCG is currently July being Stellar Miracle, September being Paradise Dragona, January likely to be the glory of Team Rocket, and then in March, April, obviously question marks. For Legends Arceus, its TCG set Star Birth was released on the same month as the game. If the next TCG leaks, and will leak in the coming months, it always does, we always get the code names or the trademarks or whatever for the TCG like months prior, and its name is something that sounds related to Pokemon Legends ZA, we could be looking at a summer release for the game at the earliest. And then goes on to say the next TCG set name should leak in early August. So August is like a mad month because obviously we've got Worlds. We're expecting the next Pokemon Presents to be in August, and as well as that, if a TCG set leaks in August and it has any kind of relevance to Legends ZA, then it's looking very, very likely that the game will release in the summer of 2025, which obviously lines up with what Riddler has said, where he said that it's not going to be releasing early 2025, it's going to be later on in the year. So it is all sort of adding up. So even though we did get this like Team Rocket TCG leak, it does actually still kind of coincide with the game a little bit if it's going to follow the same pattern as Legends Arceus and stuff like that. So yeah, August, going to be a massive month. Potentially leaks of the TCG, obviously Worlds news, and then a potential Pokemon Presents as well. But either way, wanted to go over that just to show that, you know, 4chan leaks can actually be true, and this was true over a year ago. And that's how, like, far in advance they are kind of sorting these things out. You know, I'm sure they've already done the next like 4 or 5 TCG sets, and they've kind of like decided what it's going to be about, etc. But they obviously just haven't released it yet. But either way, that's the first thing that I wanted to go over. The next thing that I wanted to go over is the new Nintendo update as well, because it's quite a big update to be fair. It's removed Twitter functionality from the Nintendo console. So we have Go Nintendo tweet here, tweeting out saying Switch update to version 18.1.0, Twitter functionality removed. So this is just a quick update about it. So Switch firmware update version 18.1.0 has just gone live and is focused on the complete removal of Twitter/X integration. You can read the full patch notes down below. So the following updates were made for the discontinuation of X, formerly Twitter, integration. So the option to post to Twitter when sharing from the album in the Nintendo Switch home menu has been removed. The ability to post Super Smash Bros. Ultimate screenshots from the album in the Nintendo Switch home menu to Smash World in the Nintendo Switch Online smart device app was also removed. The option to link X, formerly Twitter, from settings to user settings, yada. Basically, Twitter has just been removed. That's kind of the main thing. And then also general system stability improvements to enhance the user's experience. So just wanted to quickly go over that because usually the Nintendo updates aren't crazy, but you know, removing Twitter functionality is quite a big one to be fair, because a lot of people do like posting things from the Switch to Twitter, but obviously cannot do that anymore. So that is the Nintendo update. Those are the leak updates. Let's go over a new 4chan rumor. As I say, we've just gone over the fact that most of the time 4chan rumors are fake, but we do still like covering them as well. Even if they are fake, they sometimes have like cool ideas and stuff, which would be really, really nice to see in the game. And it's always fun to break them down, discuss the kind of ideas. And like I say, most likely is fake, but it's still, as I say, fun to kind of break it down and everything. But either way, this was posted a few days ago on the 7th of June. This has actually been making the rounds on Twitter and stuff. Again, that doesn't mean that's any more legit and stuff, but sometimes when it gets a little bit more traction online, it gets more people talking about it, which kind of, like I say, ups the validity, but it necessarily doesn't. It's just a 4chan post that someone's popped up onto Twitter, and then a lot more people are talking about it. That's kind of all it is at the end of the day. But it's quite a beefy rumor, though. It's got quite a lot of paragraphs to get into, so let's talk about it. So, it's titled Legends Info by Anonymous, and I say posted on the 7th of June. So, the game is split between Lumiose City and the Kalos Wilds. So that's already potentially a red flag. You know, they have come out and said that the game is going to solely take place in Lumiose City. So the fact that this person is saying Lumiose City and the Kalos Wilds, I don't really know. A little bit of a red flag, but either way, that's where apparently the game is going to be set. It makes sense to set it in both of those places, because how are you going to have all of these wild Pokemon in one city? It does make sense to have, like, the wilds just around the city. And maybe the wilds is still, quote-unquote, the city as well. Maybe, like, Lumiose is this massive bit of land, and that's what they're kind of referring to. But as of right now, we're expecting it just to take place in the city. Anyway, all the story and trainer battles happen in Lumiose City, but wild Pokemon are encountered in the Kalos Wilds. So this is also a bit of a red flag, because we have seen in the literal trailer somebody, I think, trying to catch a Dragonair or something, like they were fishing for a Dragonair. I don't know if it was their Dragonair and they were just training it, but it looks like they were trying to catch it. So in my opinion, I think you will definitely be able to catch, you know, Pokemon in the city as well. Obviously, trainer battles do take place there as well. We saw that in the initial reveal trailer. But, yeah, I can't see no wild Pokemon being in the city. That doesn't really make sense to me. The game has 6 maps. They are visual tricks to make them look all connected, but only one map is loaded at a time, and it makes it run smooth. One map is Lumiose, and the other 5 sections are the Kalos Wild. So, again, it's still kind of going off on this point that the game isn't just going to be set in Lumiose City, which, you know, they have come out and said we aren't, like, making this up. Nintendo themselves have said that it does just take place in Lumiose City. So anything that kind of goes against that, until we get a trailer and we are actually in, like, I guess a wild area or wilds or whatever you want to call it, we're just going off the information that we have, which is that it is just taking place in the city. But like I say, a trailer would actually help and give us a bit more information on where this game is actually going to be set. Anyway, the map file names for the wild sections are Terminus, Forest, Industry, Triplet, and Goats. But I don't know what final name, if any, they have in the game. So again, they're just code names. They're not the actual places. You're not just going to rock up to Goats. It is just the code name of the location. So yeah, don't worry. You're not going to be taking a look at Triplet or Goats or anything like that. The startup is Baby Zygarde. But there are 3 royal factions based around the Kalos starters. So this is a very different take to what we've obviously been seeing and what we're expecting, that you're actually getting a Zygarde as a starter Pokemon. For me, that seems very, very unlikely. You know, you're probably just some random kind of protagonist. I don't know why they would interest you with the Zygarde, unless you are like the professor's son or something like that, or daughter. That's the only thing I could really think of as to why we would get a Zygarde. I mean, it would be cool if we did get a Zygarde, because then it kind of makes life a little bit easier with traversing the situation, because obviously you can fly, you can swim, everything like that, maybe with different Zygarde forms. But as of right now, I don't really want Zygarde to be the starter. I'd much rather have like an actual choice of 3 different starter Pokemon. Whether it's the Kalos starters or 3 different starters from different generations, I'd like the choice. Dog Zygarde is the bike, so that's obviously how you travel quickly. Every Pokemon who Mega Evolves does a special animation after they Mega Evolve, kind of like a quick dance or a combat pose or something. So maybe a little bit like a Z move, maybe. Assuming Kanto and Hoenn starters will either be wild or gifted, because they do have Mega animations. So this person is basically saying, like, they have inside information in terms of like data mines and stuff, and there's in the data mines, you know, we do have the generation 1 and 3 starters having mega animations, so makes sense that they would be in the game. I mean, they have mega evolutions anyway. Like, if every single mega Pokemon is in the game, then you'd like to think that the Kalos and well, the Hoenn and the Kanto starter will be in the game. Groudon, Kyogre, Rayquaza, and Latios don't have animations. However, Mewtwo and Diancie do. I mean, that just doesn't really make sense. Like, why would they not have Rayquaza, but they would have Mewtwo, whereas Rayquaza is much more likely to be in the game than Mewtwo. Like, Mewtwo doesn't really make sense to be in the game. If it's set in the past, before Mewtwo was even created, then why would Mewtwo be in the game? Unless it's through, like, a time portal or something. Whereas, you know, Rayquaza very much likely does make sense to be in the game, but is what it is. There weren't two Mega Evolution references in the Paradox lineup. There are 5. Okay, so the 5 Mega Evolutions, I'm assuming, are these. Obviously, Roaring Moon is the most notable one just because it actually has it in its Pokedex entry and stuff. There's a new 75% Zygarde form that looks like a pterodactyl, works as the glider. So, yeah, I mean, it looks like what this person is saying is that they're going to be making the different Zygarde forms the different kind of rideable Pokemon. Obviously, in Legends Arceus, we got Ursaluna, we got Weirdeer, Hisuian Braviary, etc. And in this game, it would just be different Zygarde forms, which I guess makes sense. And we have just had that as well with the Legendaries, with like Koraidon and Miraidon. So, you kind of... It's not the worst thing in the world to get, like, maybe we do get Zygarde as a starter, but we can't use it in battle and stuff. Maybe it's the same situation with the legendaries in the Paldea game, should I say. So most of the new Pokemon are Mega Evolutions. There are only 2 regional variant lines. And again, I personally think that's going to be the situation as well. I think they're going to focus a lot on Mega Evolution in this game. And I think we're going to get like 10 to 15 new Mega Evolutions. And then maybe like 1 or 2 new forms. You know, we only got 1 or 2 new forms technically in Paldea with the Tauros and the Wooper. So maybe they do something similar to that and we just get a ton of new Mega Evolutions, which I would be okay with. You know, I'd much rather have a Mega Evolution than a new Pokemon form, personally. Poison Flying Rookidee and Steel Ghost Delmise. 2 very interesting mons to choose, but it is what it is. It's choices they've gone for, clearly. Only new legendary Megas are Xerneas, Yveltal, and another Mewtwo form. So not only Mewtwo existing in this game being a little bit weird, it's also getting another Mega Evolution as well, which I'm assuming would be Mewtwo Z. But for me, it just doesn't really make sense. Like, why give a Pokemon that already has 2 Mega Evolutions a 3rd Mega Evolution when they can just give that to a different Pokemon that doesn't have any? It's just a bit silly in my opinion. But yeah, I mean, Xerneas, Yveltal, I can see them getting some sort of form, just like we got Origin Dialga and Origin Palkia. Only new Pokemon are Delmise Evolution, Anchor, an antagonistic legendary Agarius. I guess that's what it means. Anchor looks like a kraken made of tangled chains and anchors. And then Agarios resembles a large onion and looks more Ultra Beast than Pokemon. Not sure what its lore is, but there's several cutscenes of it growing larger and sucking life out of the environment. Which obviously goes, I guess, hand in hand with what Zygarde is against. You know, Zygarde's there trying to, like, restore peace and stuff, and then this Pokemon's kind of sucking the life out of the environment. For some reason, Kleavor, Weirdeer, and the Johto starters are among those to receive new Mega Evolutions. So, the Johto starters getting Mega Evolutions, I don't think makes that much sense. I think, if anything, it'd be either the Kalos starters or 3 different starter Pokemon entirely. I don't know why the Johto ones would randomly get them. I don't think Game Freak like the Johto starters that much. I don't know, they don't really get anything barring Typhlosion. 13 Pokemon have cutscenes where they're glowing green and menacingly approaching the camera. Quilladin, Braixen, Frogadier, Diggersby, Go-Go, Malamar, Barbaracle, Anchor, Noivern, Xerneas, Yveltal, Complete Zygarde, and Agarius. So, I don't know what this is. I'm assuming it's some sort of new power. And then 13 Pokemon have cutscenes where Unbound Hooper summons them to battle. Deoxys, Heatran, Victini, Genesect, all 4 Tapus, Zacian, Zamazenta, Eternatus, Calyrex, Unbound Hooper summoning itself. So, I don't know if there's like a massive battle going on or something, but either way. Special area separate from the rest that you can access anytime called the Friend Safari, where you can encounter friends from your friend list playing the game. No way to play with strangers online, only existing friends. That would be really cool. I really like that. I'm expecting I'm expecting this game to have some sort of online, not just trading and stuff. I do think it will have something, and that would be a really cool idea. So if it's just like a massive wild area that you can just kind of run around in with friends and obviously like play co-op, just like you can do in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Then goes on to say you can battle them as well as trade Pokemon items or recipes with them as long as you're both online in the Friend Safari. So yeah, sounds really, really good. Having different friends playing the game will also influence which Pokemon spawn in the Friend Safari, including many that aren't in the deck. So obviously it's very much similar to what actually happens in the original Friend Safari in X and Y. You have your friends, and then obviously those people spawn in, you know, up to 3 different Pokemon in each Friend Safari. So I really like that idea. It's obviously really good for shiny hunting as well. It's like a 1 in 5/12 base odds. So yeah, I'd absolutely love if that was the case again. Player is highly customizable. Default boy and girl look like Clement and Bonnie. Again, something I'd expect to see in these games. Legends Arceus was probably the best customizable character we've ever really had. X and Y was obviously really good, and that's kind of what kicked it off. But yeah, Legends Arceus was really, really good for it. So hopefully they just kind of follow suit, and Legends EA is also really good. Lots of customizational options and stuff like that. Unchosen Gender is not a character in the story. If the player is a time traveler, there is no cutscene to indicate it like the previous game. So yeah, it might just be a situation where we literally are just alive and we're living during this time period. We're not sent there from Arceus or Hooper or anything like that. On a related note, the opening cutscene takes place on a Rhyhorn-drawn carriage. So that'd be a nice little kind of reference to the Rhyhorn that we have at the start of X and Y. And then also Professor Type is a shady property developer who seems like an obvious villain, but the villain is the psychic triplet leader of the Delphox clan who has been casting spells over people in the city as a whole. Then goes on to say, it seems more fun than the last Legends game. I'm excited. No idea when it's being announced, or was being announced, or when, but I heard the next trailer will be soon. I mean, a line like that just kind of ruins everything. Like, if you know all of this information, surely you have an idea of when the trailer is going to come out. Like, you must do. Like, if you know everything that's going to be in the game, surely you're very high up, or your source is very high up to know actual trailer date. Not necessarily trailer dates, but like a decent idea or time frame of when it's going to be like. Not just that it's going to be soon, but either way, this very much seems like a little bit of fan fiction to me. I don't personally think this is true. I really like the friend safari kind of portion of it, but the rest of it, I don't really believe. But either way, let me know your thoughts on this. Do you think this is true or not? Would you like it to be true or not? Or are you hoping for something completely different when Legends EA drops? But let me know your thoughts on that. And then, of course, let me know your thoughts on the Team Rocket kind of situation as well. Do you think that the next set that leaks is going to be hopefully Legends EA, or do you think it's just going to be something random? But let me know your thoughts on that. And also, yeah, I mean, the Nintendo stuff as well. But thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, drop a like. Let's try and hit 500. Like I say, leave a comment. Subscribe if you're brand new. Ring the notification bell for daily Pokemon content. Have a great rest of your day. And until next time, peace.